Welcome to another episode of Big Head Beer, Big Head Bastards.
Our t-shirts are in the mail. They'll be here at the end of the month.
So we were a little bit late getting started today for those of y'all that are watching the Patreon part of things or live stream thing. But that's because Twitch didn't like any of our episode titles, so we had to come up with one this last minute. Anyway,
it'll be different on YouTube. Don't worry.
And the plan for this week is a little bit different than last week. Anyway, welcome back to one of the only shows on the internet where you will find two random assholes sitting down talking about beer. If you haven't seen the show before, we split a 6-pack of beers, and we rate those beers, and we don't get to know what those beers are until we are done drinking.
Ooh, it's light and frothy.
Beer number one has arrived! Okay, so that looks pretty good. Oh, we got some new gadgets. We got a new thingy. Overpowered light bulb, flashlight from hell. Let's see how that looks on the camera. Probably. Oh wow, Jesus, that looks like shit. Yeah, no, that's too light.
That's too bright.
Here, if I do this and we do that, that's still too much. Glow. That's terrible. All right, so
well,
we figured something else out for that. Good
well, I mean, obviously with the
also we half-ass everything.
Actually, with the light up front, it kind of lets you.
Yeah, that's not
see the
bad.
beer. We have a ring light now. That's why we're well lit. Yeah,
we're still half-assing everything, but thankfully we have people that are helping us not half-ass things quite so much.
And if you stick around for the Patreon part, or you pay $5 later, you get to see us drink something that someone sent us.
Yes, we have some homemade grog that has been sent to us by one of our viewers, which we will be imbibing on the Patreon portion of the show. We might as well show the bottle now. For those of you that are watching YouTube, all you got to do is go to Patreon. Big Head.
Patreon.com/BHB.
Hey!
Boom, boom.
I'll learn one of these days.
Right here in the middle where I put all of the text because
I
it's
don't
the white
social
place.
media. I just beer. Round 2. And our super producer, Lala, is pouring our beers today. This is week 2 of the beers that I bought. A case of beers that I had never had before, apart from 3 beers, which I have had before. And I randomly put them into 6-pack holders, and then once those beers arrived here, which was their final location, they were rearranged in those 6-pack holders by someone else. And someone else has, after that, fucking rearranged things again. So I will probably recognize some of the bottles and shit when they come out, but I don't know what the hell we're drinking. We are working on getting some more content available. We should have more stuff with breweries coming soon, and we fucking mean it this time.
If you're watching this live, you'll probably notice over the next day or two that a bunch of videos are coming out because they're recorded in advance, and we had some hardware problems. I mentioned that in the video that already went up.
We have some issues.
Yeah, we had an editor's note that went up a little bit earlier today. It was only a couple hours ago. I'm dressed the same.
Those of you watching this on YouTube, it won't make sense, but you can go back through and you can see that little thing.
Well, they already saw it.
Anyway,
and he has notes.
I have notes because today is the day that this is being filmed is the day before Juneteenth, which, for those of you that don't know, is the day that I believe is actually a federal holiday now, or at least they're maybe doing something about it. Anyway, it is a day that is celebrating the time when Northern soldiers went to Galveston, Texas, and basically told all the slaves and all the people there, okay, you're done with slavery, y'all are free. Of course, this is 2 years after that whole thing was signed that said that black people were free, and Galveston was a shipping port that rivaled Nolens. There is absolutely no way in fuck that everybody in Galveston didn't already know that slavery was supposed to be done, but they just kept on fucking doing it. Looking at you, Brazil, one of the last countries to ever fucking duck out of slavery, you dicks.
At least legal slavery, anyway.
Anyway, I took some notes on anti-racism, and I'm going to talk about some shit today. And we're going to drink some beer. Beer number 1.
Hoppy.
It's a little bit bitter, juicy, sweet. It's got a nice mouthfeel to it. It's not. It doesn't have like a slight. It's got a slightly dry finish, but it's not like
awful. It's good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tasty beer. I do enjoy that one. So,
I'm just going to close something really quick while he gets started. I'm going to shut that.
there's a guy named Ibram X. Kendi who is fucking amazing. People need to look into his shit. He just recently came out with a podcast called Be Anti-Racist, and I am enthralled by what this man has to say about racism and anti-racism. And if any of you out there are like, well, I'm not racist, no, don't say you're not racist. Be anti-racist. And there is a big fucking difference. Now, there are two kinds of racists, and there are, like, because there are battles that we have to fight on two fronts against these two kinds of people, and it always boils down to these two things. Beer number 2. Malty.
Very malty. Can I just say, I am more a fan of hoppy
Then malty.
than malty. I don't like the mouthfeel.
You know, if you, I think something that might actually start to change your opinion on that is if you use a malt syrup as a sweetener on something.
Okay, that's different. Okay,
Yes,
I grew
it
up around
is.
my mom baking with that stuff.
Exactly.
And
So-
it is the shit.
See, that's why I thought you would like appreciate more of malt flavor, because that's the bread flavored
Well, this is
soda
also like
end of things.
Well, I also don't eat bread anymore.
Well, neither do I. But anyway, we got two kinds of racists. There are segregationist racists and assimilationist racists. Segregationist racists believe that some other race or whatever is inferior by nature. They are genetically inferior. There's no way that they're ever going to equal or surpass my race because they're genetically inferior. Or
That
Yeah.
was in Django Unchained. The Candy was talking about that. He was talking about like dimples in the back of the skull.
yeah,
Like,
the phrenology, which is an
Yeah.
inherently racist thing.
it's
Um,
oh god.
Yeah, so there's so that's the segregationist, and the assimilationist are the people that are like, oh no, it's the culture that they come from. It's not because of genetics. It's just because, you know, they're fucking backwards heathens, and you know, if they're raised in our culture, then they're fine.
Oh, and now we go back to the Native American children being sent to boarding schools.
Well, it's not just that. It actually brings over to, like, I took notes on one piece of paper. I'm going to bounce back and forth between some shit, but this is a thing.
Oh, that is.
What did I just fucking say?
That
There's
is-
two kinds of racism, and
Oh,
so,
I don't know how I feel about this one because it smells like farts.
I don't get any kind of a bad smell of it. It has like a Pilsner, really. Pilsner, lager. It's definitely a very light beer. Very light beer. Not a huge fan of that. Lacks on flavor, lacks on mouthfeel.
Nope.
It's pretty watery. Anyway,
God.
the whole concept of like, oh, it's just their culture. It's just like it's not genetic. Okay, now I know. Oh, hi there, Mr. Sir from Brazil. It is so good to fucking see you again. We
Whatever that
much
is,
appreciate.
I can't
You don't like
drink
that beer?
I
You
can't
don't like
drink
that
it.
beer? Well,
It tastes like a horrible Belgian.
okay, so a thing that I would like to point out that we're just a couple of fucking white guys drinking beer, and it's kind of awkward for us to talk about racism because, well, we're in America and we're privileged just because we're fucking white,
Hey,
and it's
man.
stupid, and we don't like it. Anyway.
If you could use your privilege to tell other people to fuck
Yeah,
off.
like, it's nice to be able to use this privilege of having a laptop, having the money to be able to buy all this fucking beer, having the money for the internet bill to be able to do this, which, you know, internet should be a service and it should not be a paid for thing, but that's, you know, anyway. There is an idea that is presented to black people that has been, and not just black people, but people of color in general, and anyone that's not white, and by saying not white, I really mean not British, because, anyway. Crisp, clear. That's rather nice. I could see pounding down a fair
That's
bit
great
of
compared
that.
to the last one I just drank. Maybe gagged.
But people of various situations are told if you would only act better, they'll think better of you. Uplift yourself, and you can persuade away those racist ideas, those sexist ideas. But that fundamentally says that black people or people, whatever you're applying this to, if you're applying it to someone's color or to someone's sex, you're implying that those people are responsible for the racist ideas that people have about them. So you're just upholding and uplifting and supporting that racist concept. Be anti-racist. Watch your thoughts. Racism is a thing that, let's see, what do we got? Racism is a collection of racist policies that lead to racial inequity that are substantiated by racist ideas. Racist policies lead to racist ideas. It has been shown. It is known. Beer number 5. Oh, that is fucking delightful. These are all like really nice, crisp, clear. I dig it. 3? Not my favorite. It's really too fucking super lightweight.
Number 3, you consider lightweight? Okay, maybe my 3 tastes different than yours. Try mine.
That's not the same beer.
Or is it the bottom of the bottle or can?
It doesn't taste the same. That doesn't look the same.
Is it what I'm holding the same? Because it's the foggy.
Let's see. That looks like my 1.
I don't know, my 1 looks like your 1.
Yeah? Talk about getting fucking sidetracked. I don't know! Yeah, I'm not sure, but yeah, 3 had a kind of weak mouthfeel to me.
Or something.
Anyway, along with what racism is, if you say that a particular racial group is inferior, you are expressing a racist idea. So try to fucking avoid doing that. It's a thing. Believe that ending racism is possible. To do otherwise is to admit defeat. People used to think that we couldn't end slavery, but enough people believed that we could, and we did. Look at fucking Haiti. Can't end slavery. That whole island went, fuck you, to the Spanish, the French, and the English in that order. Like, that's fucking awesome. Right now, let's see, a 2016 study showed that white people in general in this country have an average net worth of $933,000.
Jesus.
Black people have an average net worth of $138.2 thousand. That's less than 15%. So, tell me racism doesn't exist again? We have 40% of our incarcerated peoples in this country are black. And they only make up... Let's see, I wrote it down somewhere. They make up a small portion of the population. I don't remember where I wrote that down. But they're only like, here it is, 40% incarcerated, 13% of the population. They make up 13% of our population. They make up 40% of the people that are in fucking jail in this country. Tell me that doesn't have to do with their skin color. Like, racism sucks. Sexism sucks. Fucking stop doing it. I'm gonna be done with this rant for now, for the YouTube portion of things. Look up Ibram X. Kendi. Ibram X. Kendi. Kendi. Be anti-racist. Be, like, apply this anti-racist thing to anti-sexism, to, like, a lot of things. Anti-ableism. Don't hate people. I started drinking before the show, and that's one of the reasons why I'm a little...
Oh, we both did. I had 2
yes.
before I came in here.
I had a couple of drinks with an absolutely fucking adorable redhead that lost a bet to me, and that's pretty much... that's that. I think that's about as much as I'm going to say on camera at the moment. 6 is so close to 4 to me. Nope, never mind. Not.
6 is close to 3 for me. but just not quite bad.
5 is citrusy, which I kind of fucking dig. Yeah, 3 is not going on my fucking top 10.
Hell no.
That's not even, yeah, no. Anyway, now that I've done with my anti-racist rant for the time being, and I hope that everybody watching, both now and in future, like, people when they look back on this episode, like, don't be a dick. Like, that's a message that we want to put across. Yeah, we're too fucking... It's hard for us to talk about a lot of things and not sound like shitheads because we're just a couple fucking white guys. And talking about race is kind of like, oh yeah, says the oppressor. And, like, It's a lot of things are difficult subjects to approach and difficult subjects to talk about. But talking about those subjects is very important, and talking about things that make you uncomfortable is very important. Study history. It's going to make you uncomfortable. If studying history does not make you uncomfortable, you aren't fucking studying history. You are looking at revisionist bullshit that was made to make you feel better about how your life situation is.
God, dude, so much stuff I learned in elementary school was like, oh, okay, that's just how it was. It wasn't that bad, very whitewashed. I got to middle school, and I had a teacher who previously was a history professor at the local college, and he went, no, you're going to learn history.
Like, you're going to actually learn history.
He's like, Columbus didn't discover shit. All he did was went around raping and murdering people. The Civil War was a giant pile of shit. Like, yeah, the Civil War was a giant pile of shit for everyone involved because neither side was told the full story.
Nobody ever gets told the full story at war.
Especially not the soldiers.
A book that I recommend everyone read, War is a Racket by Smedley Darlington Butler, who is, or was, one of the most decorated Marines that has ever served this country. He was one hell of a warmonger for quite some time. Actually, that's what made him famous. And then in his later years, after helping thwart the Banker Rebellion, he wound up being very much anti-war and realized that much of his life he had basically been a thug for hire. And he realized that all war is just there to make money. Like, it's all a power struggle that's bullshit, and we don't need to deal with.
The Union made a fortune in
borders are stupid.
Money and property after the Civil War.
Borders are stupid. We live on a big wet marble. Like, oh, we're going to put up a wall. Like, on a ball, if you draw a line, all you got to do is go around the line. And there's a lot of ball to be able to use to go around the little tiny line. I don't know if you noticed, but every time a wall has been built, it might have stuck around, but it hasn't been all that useful.
Yeah, unless you're building a box.
Hadrian's Wall did not keep all that many fucking people out and has been repurposed in parts all over the countryside. The Great Wall of China? Yeah, that worked for a little while until they found the edges of it.
Berlin Wall lasted a good long, or not a long time, but a while before
defunded the police.
Before people kind of ripped it down with pea hammers and their bare hands. Anybody ever tells you that the president is the one who announced like the wall getting torn down? No, the civilians on both sides of Germany tore that shit down with their bare goddamn hands and some ball hammers. Like that, they did the majority of the damage because they got told, yes, you can approach the wall and hit it now. They started knocking that shit down. The final demo team is the one who finally, like, collapsed it. But there's still portions of it that stayed up as a monument to go, no, this shit will never happen again. Look up the Iron Curtain.
Like, yes, it's real. Yes, it happened. No, we're not going to deny this history. American history is so fucking revisionist, and I go, man, fuck. I've had to unlearn so much stuff.
Oh, yeah, you grew up in the South.
I didn't just grow up in the South. I grew up in Biloxi, Mississippi, and in Livingston, Louisiana. Now, I'm not... Most of my family does not mean to be racist, but they are a bit. And it's kind of hard for them I can understand why it's very difficult for them to not be down there how things are. But, like, I can't really fault them for some of it. Anyway, tangent. To put this in perspective for some of you, when I was growing up until I came up here to Washington, when I was in Mississippi, one of the things that I read about in history books when I was in elementary school was President Davis. As if Davis were actually president. As if that motherfucker, as if that rebel loser, as if that Confederate fuckbag had actually been president. I thought that he was president. No. Yeah, he was president of the Confederacy.
So I want to make sure that what I learned was correct. Did he ever actually meet with Abraham Lincoln on any sort of, like, even ground? Or was that only ever Robert E. Lee? Because Robert E. Lee was the one who formed the...
I'm pretty sure it was just Lee.
Redissolve into the Union.
I don't know. That is not a thing that I have looked into. I'm sure somebody will be able to tell us or fact check us or fucking whatever.
Because I remember one of the meetings that Lee had with, like, Abraham Lincoln in the middle of the goddamn war was, honestly, we both expected slavery to dissolve over time anyway. It's just the fact that it's happening right now that's going to cripple the Southern economy, and that's what he had a little bit of a problem with. Because the Southern economy was dependent on it.
When you have 4 million people doing all of your labor
for free. And a great stimuli to their sales economy was selling people, which is fucked up beyond belief. But
between people and cotton and sugarcane and all sorts of shit that requires a lot of manual labor.
Because they didn't have machines really to do that back then.
I have cut down sugarcane. If I had to do that all fucking day, fuck that.
Doesn't matter how sharp your sickle is, that shit is thick.
I don't know what you're talking about, a sickle. Fucking just grab a machete and you fucking fuck. But yeah, no, like, no. That's fucking work. Like, hell no.
I've picked cotton before.
I've had to unlearn a whole bunch of shit. I am very anti-racist and anti-sexist for a variety of reasons. But I have had to unlearn a whole lot of things. So,
unlearn stuff.
I have hope for the end of racism because of how far I have come in many ways through sheer happenstance.
I grew up completely oblivious to racism until I was about 8 or 9 when my mom had to explain to me why my black friend at elementary school was getting bullied. Because the only reason that I had ever been told was, well, because he's different. And I'm like, fucking so?
I've met black people down south that think they have a harder time getting into heaven just because they're black.
Oh.
Which makes me so sad because Jesus was black. The people that created Christianity and founded the church were black.
He was a brown Jew with anger issues. I mean, he had proper anger issues because he was going into places and getting into politics. God, dude, that story of... Somebody drew a picture of that. There is actual, like, historical artwork of someone drawing Jesus wandering around with a freaking bullwhip.
Also, Jesus is still a
debated
questionably...
There are records of
figure.
A man with that name existing
around
that time
several
period.
People with that name around that time period.
And
there are quite a few things.
And there are a couple of them that have severe crimes against them that would result in the Roman Empire having a problem. It is unknown if it was one man or multiple people who ended up kind of creating the story. Kind of like the idea of Robin Hood. There were a lot of Robin Hoods.
They kind of sort of narrowed it down, and there's one place, I think, that is actually considered to be if there was going to be a Robin Hood, probably this dude, there's a grave.
Kind of like Billy the Kid.
Gotta go with 2.
Alright, I'm gonna go get the cans.
Alright. We will be finding out what the fuck that we've been drinking here in just a moment. We are coming towards the end of the YouTube portion. I have done a lot of ranting about anti-racism, and I have a variety of reasons for that. Our battery is running low. I'm really hoping that it does not run out while we're doing this. There may be a quick interruption. We'll see what happens. But apparently, since we need to plug in the laptop right now, it says its battery PC is running low. So you might want to like get on the thing now with the thing and the doodad. I don't know. Anyway, oh, for fuck's sake. I don't remember what you said about these beers. Anyway.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, so this one's... Right. The red one's number 2. And this one's number 3. Alright. That's why it didn't make it onto the fucking list. It's a goddamn low-cal beer. Yeah. So... well, actually, I guess we should know what your number pick things are also.
Are you going to fucking charge now?
You're good.
Good?
The thingy went away.
Good. Excellent. Great.
So, what are your top 3 beers, good sir?
1, 5, and 4 in that order.
1, 6, and 2. So apparently 1 is the number 1 pick of the thing, and that is No Bad Days by Barrel Mountain Brewing. But I'm not sure. There we go. Let's see. 6.3 horsepower IPA. Battleground, Washington, where beer and adventure meet. And that's pretty much the extent of that. Brewed and canned in Battleground. And I guess we got a little bit more of this can to go. Whoops. Ooh. Sorry, I didn't mean to get you wet.
Alcohol abuse.
Never said that before. Number 2, which made it into your top picks, but not mine, is Ride the Spiral Pineapple Orange Double IPA.
I'm usually not a fan of IPAs. I'm surprised I like a double.
I'm wondering if mine got changed out because my number 6 is super fucking fruity.
My number 6 is pretty fruity too, and they look identical.
Yeah. So okay.
Maybe
anyway,
there's another one.
There's nothing special on this thing as far as words go. We have an 8%, or sorry, 8 horsepower. There's the front of the can. Wow, this is even harder with the new light thing. Yeah, no, that's super
put it
not
like
cool.
right. Ah, oh, goddamn it!
Yeah,
light.
it sucks. We'll get this figured out eventually. We half-ass everything. We're hacks and frauds, and we're only really ever going to be semi-professional.
We just got a new lighting system. We need to get it figured out.
Number 3 is from Dogfish Head, which I know because of the logo. Slightly Mighty Low-Cal IPA. It is 4 horsepower, 95 calories, and super fucking thin. So yeah, you can drink it all day. It's a 4 horsepower. It's a session beer.
I'm gonna go get another one.
You can, like, that's a thing that you can probably drink all day sitting out in the sun and not get too fucking blotto. Not a huge fan of it. It is a beer that I would drink, but not one that would be my top choice. I'm not a... Like, light beer just sounds like a poor life choice.
5 and 6.
Number 4, Stillwater Premium Postmodern Beer. Oh, yeah. I got that. Good. So it was like postmodern beer. Alright, fuck it.
Postmodern jukebox.
Quality malts, choice hops, and wild yeast. Is the extent of the information that we are given from Stillwater Artisanal in Stratford, Connecticut.
Oh crap, we're running out to the end of the episode.
We are running out to the end of the episode, and I don't see a horsepower on... Oh, wait, no, 4.5 horsepower. Number 5, Melvin. Melvin Brewing. These guys are pretty fucking reliable. That is the Hubert Melvin Pale Ale. It's number 5, which didn't make it into mine, but made it into yours. Dear Enjoyer, Hubert, if I didn't know you better, I might take you for an IPA. But after one sip, I knew you were a pale ale.
That's true, actually.
With your sleek, sophisticated approach to life and your general debonaireness, your smell of hoppy pleasure and the balance you possess is stunning. I promise not to misunderestimate you. It's a fucking hell of a word to say after a few beers in. Don't hate! Party! Yeah, no, I dig it. It says recycle and an exclamation point on this 6 horsepower beer from Melvin Brewing. I don't think I did that with this other thing where you can kind of make it out. This is a bitch with the lighting right now. And finally, from Backwoods Brewing, which I've been to, they're kind of fucking cool. Off-Grid IPA. Sometimes you just need to escape. Sometimes you just need to unplug. We welcome you to go off-grid and enjoy every minute of it. Yeah. Carson, Washington. 6.2 horsepower. Decent beer. Made it into my top. Actually, yeah, it was my number 2.
And welcome, YouTube, to the end of the episode. You will have to miss us drinking from these new tiki glasses that were also a gift from a viewer.
That's right. It's time for grog, which all of you YouTube people have to miss out on. But if you're watching on the YouTube, please like, subscribe, comment, do the thing. We love all of you, at least the ones that get
Buy our merch.
Yeah, buy merch.
Cool merch.
Sign up for the fucking Patreon. God, give us money. Fund our drinking habit, please.
Actually, just buy our merch. That'll also fund it.
Yeah, do the both. Like, get other
both
people, do the things. We're also going to have special stuff coming up with breweries, which we'll explain to the Patreon part of things. And speaking of the Patreon part of things, ladies,
quick
gentlemen,
side note, we have a thing on our Patreon. If you get a bunch of your buddies together and you all get in on one big $100 donation, and you get to bribe our crew. I mean,
only $100.
Imbibe with us, not bribe our crew. Don't do that.
Only $100. What do they get to do?
They get to drink with us on the.
Oh, we do it. Oh, all right.
We do a toast to the people with the 100, and you get a free mug that says recovery juice on it.
Oh, apparently we're giving this is a buy-in and get a mug thing.
But if you get together with a bunch of your buddies, you can keep the mug to yourself. You also get a discount on our merch.
You could all have a, honestly, what I really suggest you do, and you don't have to take my advice, but if you guys want to figure out, like, as a group, who's going to get the mug after you all put in on it, you break a pool cue in half. Yeah, never mind.
You shut it up, your ass. No, alright. Well, this will be the end of...
and the winner gets the mug!
This will be the end of the YouTube portion.
For those of you on YouTube, we'd like to thank you for watching. Until next time, same beer time, same beer channel. Keep drinking!
Keep thinking!
Be anti-racist.
And anti-hate, general.